it to the next level.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Coach Tiffany Williams-Parra, Editor-in-Chief of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. Today is our Tuesday Authors Network Spotlight, and I have some of our amazing contributing writers that are going to come on in and talk about something that's really near and dear to my heart, which is building confidence through authorship. How publishing a book can truly shift your identity. So I'm going to go ahead and bring them on in. Hey, good morning, Teresa.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Jeffrey.
What up, though?
And hey, Miss LaVon's in the house. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you all today. Thank you so much for joining me. And again, I just want to, before we start, want to share I am out and about, so there may be a little bit of background noise. I will mute myself when needed if there's any sirens or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and let everyone introduce themselves. So please introduce yourselves. Tell everyone who you are, where you're from, and just a little bit about what you do and some of the works of art that you have out there, because we are all authors and we want to share that today. So we're going to go ahead and start with you, Teresa.
Hi, welcome, everyone. I'm Teresa Palmer. I'm a holistic cardiology nurse practitioner or advanced practice nurse. I wrote a book called Heal Your Heart from Within, and originally I wrote it for my patients in a private practice. So it's a large practice. I think we have like over 2,000 patients. So I wrote it during the time of 2020 and on, when we were experiencing so much uncertainty. Not that we're still not, but I think back then it was even more so within the medical profession. So my book bridges the gap between traditional Western medicine and the Eastern practices, Eastern medicine, Eastern metaphysics, spirituality. So it's kind of a combination of everything. And I give my patients the knowledge and the tools to be empowered. And when you're empowered, you make your best decisions. That's who I am.
Welcome. All right, Jeffrey.
What up, Joe? I'm from Detroit. First, you heard that before. Author, musician, journalist, CEO, speaker, and host of 4 JLE brand shows: Middle Ground with JLE, interview show; Sports Line with JLE and Marte, sports debate, talk a lot of trash; Ground Floor, social panel show; and my latest show, the JLE Lounge radio show, politics show. I'm talking about Detroit mayor stuff going on today. And my latest book, a political thriller that you must read, The Order of the 12th Intellect.
Awesome. Welcome, Jeffrey. Thank you. And Ms. LaVon, please introduce yourself.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Nice to be here. I am LaVon Morris Grant out of Atlanta, Georgia. But I always tell people I hail from New York and New Jersey because that's what I claim. I just live here for the last 20 years. I am an international speaker, an author of 3 published books, and a consultant and advocate for many social justice issues. So I'm a political activist. That is my passion. And my books, let's see, the first 2 are my memoirs, and Whom Shall I Fear, and Who Will Speak for My Children, dealing with a horrific trauma that we all experience, particularly me, after, unfortunately, like Teresa, when I was here and you say you wrote your books, based on a crisis that came up. It turned into a crisis for me around domestic violence after being shot 4 times, and my young children at that time, witnessing that. And so I discovered I was a gifted writer, and I started writing and got those 2 books published. And about a month ago, my newest book just came out. It is called When Silence Screams, Maya's Mental Health Story. So even though it's fiction, I wrote it with a fictional character. I focus on a real issue and several other issues in the book other than just mental health. But I just found it an easy way to segue to have a broader conversation about such a stigmatizing issue around mental health, and particularly in the Black community. So that is who I am, and glad to be here.
So glad to have you all here. So, writing a book, it really just isn't about putting words on paper, right? It's about becoming the person those words reflect. It's about healing. It's about releasing and rising into your power and purpose. For many authors, the journey of storytelling becomes a journey of self-discovery, right? The moment you hit publish, something just shifts inside you. And it's not just in, like a career, but it's really in who you know yourself to be, right? So today we're going to explore the transformation of you all in becoming authors. So I have 2 questions that we're going to jump into today. And the first question, I'm going to give you both questions. I'm going to have you go ahead and answer those together. So first question is, was there a moment during your journey when you realized, wow, I'm really an author now? How did that make you feel? I know how it made me feel, because I was like, when I hit publish, it was like, wait, it's out there? It's out there? Oh, Lord, it's out there. Okay, so that's the first question. And the second question is, what's been the most empowering moment since you've become an author? So we're going to go ahead and we'll start with you, Teresa, and then we'll move to you, Jeff, and then we'll move to you.
Okay, when I realized I was an author, I'd been thinking about writing for 20 years. I had the information, I just never felt it was the right time. And when everything happened in 2020, I knew it was the right time. And I got published through the sister company to Hay House, which is Balboa Press, which is kind of a combination of self-publishing. It's kind of like a hybrid. You have a publisher, but you're also kind of self-published. And when my book went out, the first thing that happened was the practice. I was in a private practice with a cardiologist, and we bought tons of the book to give to our patients so that every patient had a book. And the first time that I gave out one of those books to one of my patients, it kind of changed everything, because the patient said to me, "Oh my God, you're an author. You wrote this. Look at this." And she couldn't stop. She hadn't even read it, because I just handed it to her, and she couldn't stop talking about it. She, "Oh, I didn't know that you were famous and that you were in this practice and this and that." And as silly as it seemed at the time, because no, I wasn't famous. I wasn't some celebrity that was handing her an autographed book. When she wanted the autograph, I thought, wow, this is really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It opened the door for me, some good things and some not so good things, where I was asked to do either speaking engagements, some of which I found very good, some of which I found not to be so good, because technically all they wanted from me was money to do something. And I learned how to really be discriminative in what I sign up for and what I don't. Because in the beginning, you're kind of flattered. So when somebody says, "Oh, your book, I want you on this," and then you realize, hey, they're really a marketing company and they're really just going to make money off of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not getting anything out of it, or very little. So that was kind of an eye opener for me, that's how things changed. Some really good things happened. I got into the Hay House authorship community, which has been really a blessing because I've learned so much through it. And I'm around so many powerful, inspirational authors. And what was your second question? I went
So
off on a tangent here.
oh, no worries. Second question was, what's been the most empowering moment since becoming an author?
I would say being able to discriminate what's real. Do you want to be on every book cover because on every magazine cover? Because nowadays you can. If you have the money, you could literally get on anything that you want. So you have to be discriminate about what you really want, what is really true, and are you being exploited for someone else's gain, or is this something that's really going to get you someplace? So I think that was the most powerful thing is there's so much available out there, but we really have to use our own judgment and intuition as to what we want to pursue. Because there's a lot of, they're not scams, but they're not in your best interest. I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Teresa. You're so right too. I mean, you cannot work with everyone, and when you do put work out there, there are going to be a lot of marketing agencies and different people in your inbox trying to make something off of your work. So you definitely do have to be very careful and just do your research, on the people that reach out to you. So Jeffrey, so what was there that moment and you were like, wow, I'm really an author now? How did it make you feel?
I had wrote a love story book in 2000, but I kept getting a virus. So I'm like, man, bump that writing stuff. And it was when I interviewed two of my author brothers, Major Shepherd L and Chris Maton. They like, man, you need to write a book. So I'm like, okay. I can write about getting my degree, get some quotes, and use my life story. And as I started writing, I think God just took over my hand because I put in there high school attempt suicide. I'm like, oh my God, grab my pearls. I ain't never putting this book out. Oh no, they don't know that about me. And I wrote it within 2 days, July of, I forgot the first thing, 21 when I put it out. And it's that. I ain't writing, And then God became Debo one morning in September, like, you gonna put that book out. Just do it. I don't know how. KDP, you smart, figure it out. Like, man, he just always trying. So I put it out here saying, like, man, people gonna know that about me. Oh my goodness. I don't know how this feel. I don't like it. And then my third mom, Dr. Lisa H. Fuller, she has a gospel show here in Detroit. And she had like, why don't you come on my show? I'm like, come on the show. That was my very first radio interview. Like, this what these authors be doing? Okay. White collar, a little bit player. Not bad. People like, dang, we heard you saw your interview, Jeff. Like, wow, people don't know. My goodness. Stranger danger. I like it. I'm an introvert, extrovert. I don't like people like this, man. You got me in deep water now. And then I met a dude on Instagram, photographer in England. And it's like, since I put out there my story, I have a spidey sense. I'm like, this dude thinking about doing something. Well, why don't you check my book out, man? So like, maybe I ain't got the spiders. I ain't Peter Parker. And he read it and like, man, wow, your book was phenomenal. It saved my life. So I was thinking about taking myself out, but reading your story made me not. I'm like, oh, wow. That's why he's on my head to put this book out. You affect people. You can't be about you no more. You got to just do what God wants you to do. And that's when I really realized doing all this creativity stuff I'm doing now, somebody's watching. But whether I stumble, I get it right or don't, but someone's watching for their betterment. So I can't be the introvert. Leave me alone, no. Because I laugh at myself now. I'm a musician, and I would never perform music or let nobody hear me sing like that. No, that's private. Room in the house, headphones, lights off. You can't see that. So to be putting out my stuff now, like, wow, you came a long way, Jeff. Okay. But people need to hear it. God gave you talent, you got to put them out there.
Right, sure do. Now, what was that? What's been the most empowering moment?
Knowing my stuff has impacted people to want to write or find their creativity.
Thanks, Jeff. All right, Miss LaVon.
All right, Jeffrey, that was that was awesome. Thank you for sharing that, and the same for you, Teresa. So I know I had the longest time to think about the question, maybe in this moment anyway. And I'm sitting here saying, "Oh my God, I've been an author. I am an author 3 times over." And I promise you, Tiffany, each time, though I know going into each book I'm already an author, it's different. Because you're like, "Oh, I'm another author again." It's a weird thing. And so, like you, Jeffrey, my first book came out in 2001.
Okay.
So it wasn't that. So I grew up in the projects, and in that first book, I talk a lot about little Vonnie growing up in the projects, right?
Okay.
To give you a feel of who I was or who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And how I got here. And if anybody listening or whatever, you know anything about the projects, especially back in the day, you did not share your laundry. You did not share not only what happened in the projects, but what happened in your house, right?
Nope.
You did not talk about that. So in the first book, I think I have, throughout the book, I have stories because I'm a storyteller about growing up in the projects, and some good stuff, some not so good stuff, or even stuff that we think is good, other people outside the projects may not think is good. So like, for instance, I used to fight every day and I loved it.
All my life I had to fight.
All my life. And in the fighting, it wasn't just me fighting. My mom and her 2 sisters, they had 23 kids, and we would jump you. Like
You're gang.
Okay. Wow.
So
Well, okay.
it wasn't like I just had a fight. I mean, I did have some individual fights, but when we came, and it was majority girls, they had
the Morris girls don't do
we
it.
rolled, and we were the Jordans, which was my grandpa and grandma last name. So we didn't go by our own last names. We were the Jordans. And so we rolled. When we came, all it was, "Hey, Vonnie having a fight." And everybody the family, if you are around, you better be in that fight, else you got in trouble by them 3 sisters. So anyway, so I put stuff like that. I put other stuff that, the way we broke into trains or they crashed. So Tiffany, when I finished the manuscript, and my therapist says to me, "Hey, did you send out the manuscript yet?" Back then we had manuscripts, right? Now, just aging myself even more. And I looked at him in the session, and I said, "No." Now I've held the manuscript for 2 weeks. And he was like, "Why?" And I said, "They're going to kill me," meaning the people in the projects. They're going to be so upset with me that I talked about our laundry. And he made me put the book out. He made me send the manuscript to the printers. I did. I held my breath the whole time. They came back, and they come back. I send a box of books down to my mom and my auntie. They both still lived in the projects, which is where I grew up. So everybody know me there. They know Vonnie. That's my name when I go home. Tiffany and Teresa, they sold 700 books in a month. And what happened when I come walking in the projects one day, everybody, "Vonnie, hi, Vonnie." And I'm waving like Cinderella, or I'm on the runway, I'm waving, "Hi, hi." People that didn't speak to me no more. What happened when you dealing with people who are poor or coming from an economic survival, they saw themselves in my book. Even if I didn't say their names, I called it Booker T. Washington Projects. That's where I hail from.
Okay.
Proudly. And they felt seen. They didn't feel invisible. So I didn't know that at the time, right? I had to learn that later. And that was a powerful moment for me. That was when I knew, like, because now everybody could be a self-published author, right? But back then, it was self-publishing was frowned upon by the big book industry at that time. And so the fact that I got in there, because I am a marketer, I know how to market myself, and I know how to market my story and package me and the whole bit. I didn't know I knew that then, but I just was doing it. So yeah, that was so interesting. So my hometown, where I hail from, they really made me see the impact that I had on our lives just by sharing and sharing the way I grew up in Booker T. Washington projects. And I unvisibilized them. I don't even know if that's a word, but
it's your world, do your thing.
It is now, right?
It's my word. It's my word. And so that was awesome. And so the second book was so. But this book, because it's fiction, in this book, I know we use that word labor of love, but that's not my word. This book kicked my butt. This book was, oh my God, it was only supposed to be 170 pages. This book is 240 pages.
Oh, wow.
I said, what the heck? That ain't what I said, but and it is a beautiful book. Mental health is a big deal, even though it's in fiction. Right. But I wrote it from a perspective of real stuff, like real stuff. And the book, it just kept talking to me. And so one of the things I want to leave with about the empowerment and another impactful moment was the ancestors just talk to me all the time when I'm writing, and to hear those voices in your spirit when you are writing and they guiding you, and that's a real thing. At least for me it was and is, and I look for that, and they let me know when I'm finished. They let me know, because I'm like, oh, I'm going to add this. Nope, you done. Oh, I am. Oh, okay. And so that, in those moments, writing is a very alone process. So in that alone process, to have the ancestors sitting there with you, guiding you and talking to you, you don't feel so alone, because you share that sacred space and moments with the ancestors. And I honor that. I really do. I honor that in my work. And so to bring healing to people, that's the biggest thing. I've transformed into how I deal with being shot 4 times, domestic violence, sexual assault, racism, all of that is to help people find healing in that process of whatever trauma has happened in their lives. So from 30 years ago to now, my purpose continues to evolve, but still on purpose, but it just evolves of how I'm going to impact people's lives.
That's a great story. I mean, my latest book, I wasn't on that tip. I was on some thug stuff. I like political stories, and I wanted to make a villain that you can't stand, but you understand his reasoning on why he just wilding. And I was blessed by my sister and brother-in-law to use my nephew name as the FBI director because he was murdered a few years ago. I didn't want to think about him like that. So he leading the charge to stop this secret society from taking over the world. And I'm telling you, Lord Ragnus III, he ain't right. Now, I know, America, you're going to look at me and judge me like, but you wrote him, Jeff. Yeah, I ain't right all the time either. So
the characters take over, Jeff, right? The characters take over.
I mean, hey, it ain't, I blame it on my family. We had one TV in the 80s. I couldn't watch Thundercats, Voltron and He-Man till the soaps went off. They was on NBC all day, so Stefano DeMille from Days of Our Lives. CeCe Cantwell was drinking that Dom Perignon. Well, I had to taste when I got older. Santa Barbara. I'm throwing these type of characters in this dude, and he just don't give a damn. You do what I want, or it's going to be some consequences. I'm like, yeah, when they read this chapter, they might look at you, I don't care. Hey, blame God. He gave me creativity. I'm using.
There you go. Right there.
You're going to love the story, though. You're going to love it.
I love it. So again, please, I'm going to go around the room, share with everyone how they can connect with you all, how they can purchase your books. Message today, y'all. Seriously, your story is not your story. These three are sharing their stories, their knowledge, their expertise. You have to get that out.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get that out in the world and really, really help to impact people, because that impact is everything. And that is that empowering moment. So get your work out there. So Teresa, how can they connect with you and get your books? And we'll go to you, Jeffrey, and then close out with you.
Okay. Right now, people could connect with me through Instagram at well_being_gal, or they could message me on Facebook. I do have a website, but it is being revised, and that's a story for another time because it's been a long delay, like 6 months, and there's not much I can do about that. So without losing money. So that's the way to reach me. My book, Heal Your Heart from Within, can be found on balboapress.com, amazon.com, booksamillion.com, and barnesandnoble.com. So that's how you could reach me. And I will turn it now over to someone else.
All right, Jeff.
All right. Well, first and foremost, I rebranded my YouTube channel, so it's the Middle Ground with Jelly Network. Now, America, I appreciate you loving my content, over 80,000 views, but could you please subscribe to the channel? Just show a little bit of love to you, boy, just a little bit. I ain't asked for a lot. Just subscribe, just a little bit. Help your boy get over 1,000 subscribers. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna give you great content. I can do more with it. You know what I'm saying? Help your boy out. But if you want to reach me, at my Instagram at Middle Ground with JLE, TikTok at Middle Ground with JLE, Snapchat Jeffrey Edwards, LinkedIn Jeffrey Edwards, Facebook Jeffrey Edwards. Google me, like my man Shaq say. Just look Jeffrey L. Edwards. You're gonna be wow, like this dude. I'm hitting him half course like Curry. I'm a little nice. I'm just saying, just a little bit. Do a little something out here.
Thanks, Jeff.
Get my music. I got music out here too. Get that too. Help your boy out. Come on.
All right, LeVar, go ahead.
All righty. I hear you, Jeff. Get it all out, Jeff. Get it all out there. There you go. Hitting them from half court.
Man.
Half court.
He
got it.
Some gotta give.
So I do a twofold. My books have never been in the bookstores, and at this point in my life, I'm not putting them in the bookstores, mainly because as a speaker, particularly an international speaker, I have a platform, and I sell just about all of my products at my engagements, and I could sell 50 books in one shot, right? Wow. So my focus is to get hired as a speaker, and then I bring all my products with me. And so it works. It works. And the more products, the more people want to buy. So Tiffany, I have to send to you because I'm having a Christmas party book launch in December. Nice. And at the Christmas party book launch, I don't know the people that's coming, but I'm feeding them. It's free to the community. They're gonna have some really good food, down home, sit down food at this party. And all my books and t-shirts and everything will be there. But the biggest thing for me, and this is for all of us listening from a marketing standpoint, when you have a powerful story or you're just a powerful storyteller, you have to keep hitting them with it. And so I know people love hearing about the 4 bullets. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I give it to them. I give it to them. It's my story. I package the way I want. I prostitute myself. I don't know if that's the right word to say, but that's.
So Luke, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do the legal way.
So they'll get to hear a little bit at the Christmas party what happened to me, and people buy from an emotional standpoint. So hopefully they'll go over and buy the products, even though I'm bringing them in for free. Right. So with that, that's a marketing I just wanted Tiffany to give a tip on a marketing strategy, right? That's my marketing strategy. That's one of them, right? And sometimes a lot of times you got to give away stuff to get stuff back even bigger. So
True.
Jeffrey, your music and stuff, maybe one day we could talk and I can help you market that in a different way. Okay.
I'm talking about help.
Yes. In the meantime, people can reach me at my website, www.lavonmorrisgrant.com. That's www.lavonmorrisgrant.com. You could go look me up on LinkedIn. I don't remember the handles, but you put in Lavon Morris Grant, I'll come up. and over on Facebook and all the other platforms, you just put my name in. I'll come up somewhere in there. But all of my books, the hundreds or however many I've sold over the years, I've sold every book on my own, and I sign every book. And I sign my name big letters.
And let them know
from the projects, and you're gonna see me. You're gonna see me coming from the projects. Big, all across the whole page. And then I add some little ZZZs.
There you go. I'm with you.
So I just say that was what it was when I was in my 30s, right? That was a big thing, and I just kept that same. That same energy. And because right, you're gonna see me. You're gonna see this Black woman coming all day, every day. But anyway, that's my spiel, and I'm sticking to it.
I'm with it. Got an interview for my show.
Okay, this
we'll get you on middle ground.
Amazing. I just love the energy on this panel this morning. Thank you so much, Teresa, Jeff, Lavon, for joining me this morning and just really just sharing, what it's like to be an author and, just how empowering it is to share your story, share your knowledge, your wisdom, and your expertise, because it definitely does change the world. So everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. And we will definitely see y'all next time. Have an amazing day, everybody. Take care.
Fun over here. Write that book.